Shalom, my brothers and sisters. Shalom. My name is Symmanayah, and these are my last breaths. Symmanayah's last breath. I believe that we are in the last days. And if we are in the last days, would it not be wise to come to grips with understanding and accepting that these are our last breaths as well? This is May 5th, 2013. May 5th, 2013. And my name again is Symmanayah. And these are my last breaths. The message that is on my heart for today is Yashar'al's gathering, the preparedness of Yashar'al, a nation of believers. And let me say this, my brothers and sisters, I am not part of any camp, any movement that's gathering Yashar'al, other than the movement that the Most High will prove to have his hand on. And that have not been made known to me. Not that he has to, or not that he will. But I am compelled to believe that in these last days, in these end times, Yashar'al, that there are groups, there are individuals that are being fashioned to be gathered to represent the fulfillment of Scripture. And I'm not talking about groups that have these self-appointed mores, self-appointed leaders, people who are racing to try to force the fulfillment of prophecy. I'm talking about a gathering where those who come together and will be drawn will witness the awesome hand of the Most High. They will witness the guidance of the Spirit of Yahusha, and that the Most High will prove those whom he are leading and using, those who he has chosen and called and appointed. With that said, my brothers and sisters, today's segment, I have it titled Gathering and Gatherings. Would you be received or rejected? What will it be? Will there be forced displacement in the last days? Will there be individuals eager to come together with other believers in these last days? Do you believe Yashar'al will be gathered before the return of Yahusha, the Mashiach, the Messiah, our Messiah? What will be the process? What will be the characteristics of such a gathering? Have you given thought to these events? How many events are coming, my brothers and sisters? And I cannot stress this enough. How many events are coming to the believer who can see, hear, and discern? How many events are coming? But to those who are dull and unfocused, to those who rebel or kick against righteous guidance and instruction, they will witness the severity of whirlwinds, storms, chaos, catastrophes, economic collapse, civil unrest, famine, which is food shortages, drought, increase in sickness, plagues, increased death, and much more. Examine the scriptures, and you tell me, as a believer, do you receive these words, prophecies, as humbling events? And to those who are fighting and kicking, they will probably have a fear, a panic, or other labels that they will use to describe these conditions that are coming. They are gradually emerging, my brothers and sisters. Look around. Examine. Look beyond the scope of your travel path, your day-to-day travel path. Look beyond your neighborhood, your community, your state. Look beyond your country and examine the conditions of this world and ask yourself, where are we headed? Could there be proof that the mighty hand of Yahuwah is upon us, that we're in a season of much reproof, chastening, that we're in a season where we will begin to witness his judgment as well as his wrath. Consider this possibility, my brothers and sisters. Consider that conditions become so severe that it results in abrupt, unscheduled, and unexpected forced displacement. Think about it. People scrambling and scurrying, trying to decide who to join, where to go, what camp to be with, what fellowship to participate in, what group to gather around. There will be small groups. There will be small groups who desire to remain small until the very end. There will be those who will compete to command larger groups for survival. There will also be those that are being shaped, instructed, and guided by the Most High, by the Spirit of Yahusha. One could ask, what would cause such a stir? I submit to you whirlwinds, storms, earthquakes, possible nuclear attack, land becoming uninhabitable, no water, no food, earthquakes, the inability to sustain oneself at a current location, personal finances. There are a lot of things that could cause one to be forcibly, unexpectedly, unscheduled, and displacement. In other words, forced displacement, something that we do not have any control over individually. If you can receive these conditions and you believe that such a possibility will emerge in the future, it would be wise to prepare, establish a plan of action for you and or loved ones. You see, my brothers and sisters, unless there is some thought given, some preparation given, many will face just reactionary panic, emotions that cannot be described beyond our current imagination. It would be wise to realize that things will not be contingent upon our decisions. In other words, the world will not evolve around us, nor does it revolve around us. Remember, there are two ultimate forces warring: the family of righteousness, led by our sovereign king, or sovereign, whatever word you choose, Yahusha. Those who represent pure rebellion and follow the enemy represent the other group. It would also be wise that by identifying two forces warring against one another, to choose whom we will serve and worship and obey this day. It would be wise for each of us to realize that through prayer and study, through seeking guidance from the Most High, by listening to the voice of the Spirit of Yahusha, that we understand establishing a criteria for specifically identifying what group, what direction we should take, what group we should join. Having a criteria, setting expectations so we'll know what to look for when that time comes, if we are walking the planet, if we are designated to participate in such. But even though we may set criteria to fit our desires, our beliefs, our convictions, even though we might set criteria for joining a group, there may also be established criteria by group leaders, criteria that they have established for allowing us entry into the group, if we are not led by the Most High to lead a group or establish a group. So It's not just as simple as setting our own criteria, our own expectations, and responding to it. We must also be mindful that the group leaders will have a criteria. You see, my brothers and sisters, for any group to take shape and have characteristics and stand, there must be a oneness. They must be united. Because if it's divided, the group would not survive. Remember, no house divided against itself can stand. So you see, it works both ways. There are responsibilities on us to determine what we should look for, to sharpen our ears so that we're able to hear, open our eyes so we're able to identify the direction in which the Most High is guiding us. In scriptures, we will read, if you haven't already, we will witness examples of when the Most High led His people from one point to another. Do you believe scriptures are being fulfilled? Do you believe Yashar'al will truly be gathered before the return of Yahusha, the Mashiach, Messiah? If so, wouldn't it be wise to seek righteous and living guidance from the Most High while we can? Wouldn't it be wise to sharpen our senses, to grow in maturity so that we can understand, so that we can righteously discern what the Spirit of Yahusha is revealing to us? Can you conceive there may be a process for the formation of Yashar'al? Examine the story of Moses, and ask yourself, was there structure during that time? Were there elders assisting Moses? Who determined the criteria, and was it executed with a degree of precision? Did the people who left Mitzrayim or Egypt, did they move at their own pace and without guidance and instruction? What do you think the conditions resemble for Yashar'al, or Israel as some of you may know, in order to cause a group to follow and eagerly get out of bondage or leave Mitzrayim or Egypt? What do you think the conditions were? Could we witness conditions that will result in driving us away from our current resident community, city, town, village, etc.? Or even at some point driving us from our country? Us, I'm speaking and referring to a nation of believers. Consider this passage, my brothers and sisters. Ephesians 4th chapter, verses 11 through 16. Ephesians 4th chapter, 11 through 16. And He Himself gave some as emissaries, some as prophets, some as evangelists, and some as shepherds and teachers, for the perfecting of the set-apart ones to the work of service, to a building up of the body of the Messiah, until we all come to the unity of the belief and of the knowledge of the Son of Elohim, to perfect man, to the measure of the stature of the completeness of Messiah, so that we should no longer be children tossed and borne about by every wind of teaching, by the trickery of men and cleverness unto the craftiness of the leading astray, but maintaining the truth in love, we grow up in all respects into Him who is the head, Messiah, from whom the entire body, joined and knit together by what every joint supplies, according to the working by which each part does its share, causes growth of the body for the building up of itself in love. Ponder on that passage. Again, that was Ephesians 4th chapter, verses 11 through 16. Ponder and ask yourself, do you believe that the Spirit of the Most High, that the set-apart Spirit will guide and fashion us and prepare us and shape us? Have you considered the possibility of individual shaping, individual preparation, in order that each member becomes precisely and fitly joined together as the Most High will order, to whom He would have us be joined to, where, when, and with whom? Have you considered these possible instructions coming from the Most High? Have you considered you may be grouped with strangers? People you've never seen before, people you've never been around. Have you considered whom the Most High will join you alongside? Have you given thought to any of these possibilities? It would be wise, my brothers and sisters, to begin pondering on these possibilities, discussing it with whom you are led. There's much work to be done. There's much preparation that is unfolding. Are you aware that you have a purpose? Are you aware that you are being fashioned to participate in the plan of the Most High? Are you aware that you could be ordered to be a martyr for righteousness' sake? Oh, Yashar'al, Yashar'al, nation of believers, let us awake from slumber and come away from many distractions and discern righteously the living instructions and guidance from the Spirit of Yahusha. O Yashar'al, family of believers, remember, there are beginnings and there are ends. There are benefits and there are consequences to our decisions. Let us choose wisely this day whom we will serve. Until next time, my brothers and sisters. Until next time, if indeed I should find favor in the Most High. Until next time, I pray that you are encouraged, that you increase in discernment and understanding. I pray that your journey is filled with understanding. I pray for Yashar'al, for the coming days will be a challenge for many of us. For many of us. And there are some brothers and sisters who are facing challenges already. Just because where we are, we may not see the things emerging. Let us not take for granted the brothers and sisters who are in parts of the world who are facing persecution and struggles far beyond what we already witnessed here in the States. Yes, I am in the United States. Let's take into consideration those who are facing hardship, those who are witnessing scriptures being fulfilled at a more severe level than we are. Be encouraged, my brothers and sisters. Be encouraged. Let us endure. I pray that we are able to endure. Endure to the very presence of the Most High. Endure until we see Yahusha. Until next time, my brothers and sisters. Until next time. Should there be a next time. Until next time. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.